Before we went to the break, I was telling you about Maurice Strong. I want to show you his resume over here. Now, this is all about the new America Power Act. It's cap and trade climate bill. Here's his picture. He is currently an advisor to China. He was the godfather of the 1997 Kyoto Protocol. He is a key player in the UN, the World Bank, and the Earth Council. He was once on the board of the now defunct Commission on Global Governance. I guess you get a lot of experience to be able to write those, you know, those novels when you do all those things, because you're right there. Anyway, he pushed to get $600 billion sent to the developing world as reparations for a century of industrial development and environmental degradation. So take it from the rich. Got it? He also was in business with Al Gore. While Al Gore was in the Senate, he worked with him on environmental issues. And on Earth Day, 1995, Vice President then Al Gore visits Strong's green technology company and then later helps steer $33 million in taxpayer money, your money, to the molten metal technology company. Which is interesting because that money was... government handouts was the only source of income for this company. And when the government started to say, okay, I don't think we're going to pay you anymore, it kind of folded. Yeah, we stopped sending the money when it became apparent that molten metal didn't actually do anything. Oh, by the way, Strong cashed out his stocks at the peak just before they made the announcement on a Sunday that the government cheese was drying up. He made $15 million. Everybody else lost money. He's extremely well connected. He's very powerful. I mean, he's with the World Bank and everybody else. He's not just some guy. This is a big fish we're bringing into the boat. Now, here's what I need to ask you to do. I want you to, right now, and if you're watching this on TiVo, I'm asking you to stop the show. Stop it, pause it, and go to the internet right now. You find everything you can about this man, okay? I've got, how many researchers do I have on staff? Tiffany, how many people do we actually have on our Fox staff on this show? 10. 10. This stuff is out there. This guy's been saying this stuff for a long time. We need a research team, not of 10, but of 10,000, 100,000, 500,000. I need you to get on the internet. Now, be careful, because it can be very confusing, the president told us. I need videos. I need anything you can find on Maurice Strong, and you send it to us right away, please. I can guarantee you the reason why this phone is not ringing now is because there are phone calls being made and they are scouring the internet. They are sanitizing and taking it all off. Find it now before it's gone. We are talking about people who want to fundamentally transform the world economy, and they want to set up a global governance system. We have one of those already. It's called the UN, and we see how that worked out, you know. Remember all the UN scandals? The oil for food, $2 billion meant to help starving Iraqis, funneled directly into the pockets of Saddam Hussein. UN peacekeepers preyed on people when they were paid to protect them during decades of widespread abuse in numerous countries. The Congo, there was rape, pedophilia, prostitution rings. Blue helmets, they'd never work out well. 1 million people died in Rwanda despite having prior intelligence of the coming slaughter, and they did nothing. I want to make something clear. Right now, tinfoil hat people might be watching and go, Glenn Beck's finally on it. There's a big global, there's a star chamber. They're not talking about global government. They're talking about global governance. This is key for you to understand, because history points to over and over again. When Rome transformed, they went from a republic to an empire, a global empire. Okay, how did they do it? Well, the main thing that happened was they needed a strong man to stop all the chaos, but then that strong man didn't change the way things looked. He left the illusion of the republic. He left the illusion of the Senate in place. It made people comfortable. That's why nothing's really being changed that the average person notices yet. It is about power. It is about power, but not your power. I mean, how do you vote the bums out at the IMF, at the UN? Tell me you even knew these guys. Tell me you knew Maurice Strong. Have you ever heard of him? This guy's really powerful and rich. George Soros we knew. Did you know this guy before we exposed him? How about this guy? You know who they are? I think one of my producers that shall remain unnamed, when we found the stuff that we're on today, cried. Could be wrong if you who are unnamed, but I don't think so. Because she realized what we're dealing with here and who we're dealing with. It's not good stuff. They'll leave the illusions in place until the E word arrives. An emergency. An emergency. Gosh, there's no emergency that could happen, huh? Like 20% unemployment, dollar collapsing, Greece and all of Europe on fire and chaos. Yeah, what happens when the emergency arrives? Germany is bailing them out now. And now the IMF is saying to Greece what they can and cannot do. Where is their freedom? They're being told now who they can hire and fire. They'll look over all of the budgets. Excuse me? That's the perfect socialist union. How's it working out for you now, Greece? The American Power Act has nothing to do with American power, unless it means the redistribution of America's power from the American people to the global elite. Find out all you can. Maurice Strong. Send it now. Back in a minute. Thanks for the update. Now let's take a look at our weather forecast. Looks like we have some scattered showers of journalism breaking out here in the south. Big thunder boomers down there. And this is following a serious truth drought out in the west that has been brought in by a socialist high-pressure system. We're starting to see now some late-breaking showers over at the New York Times. Oh, they are a little late, but hey, better late than never, huh? Oh, the mighty paper of record is on the case now. This is the headline from the Times this morning. In Greek crisis, some will see parallels to U.S. debt woes. Whoa, you think? Really? Let me quote a couple of paragraphs here from the Times' new revelation. It's easy to look at the protesters and the politicians in Greece and at other European countries with huge debts and wonder why they don't get it. They've been enjoying more generous government benefits than they can afford. No mass rally and no bailout fund will change that. Only benefit cuts or tax increases. Yet, in the back of your mind comes a nagging question. How different, really, is the United States? Don't get me wrong, I said it was scattered journalistic showers. It's not a downpour. As I mentioned, widely scattered showers. Expected to clear up by tomorrow morning's edition. Don't worry about it. The clearing began, actually, later in the same article. The United States, it says, will probably not face the same kind of crisis as Greece for all sorts of reasons. They never named one. I like the one, it's America, it'll never happen here. I like that one. The laws of physics and economic physics just all break down at our shores. It's amazing. But the basic problem is the same, for both countries have a bigger government than they're paying for. And politicians, spendthrifts, as some may be, are not the main source of the problem. No. Here comes the kicker. Who's the problem? Wait for it. You are. Yes. By we, they mean you. You're the problem, not the politicians in Washington. No. You. Why? Oh, this is the best part. Here it is.